here. So you multiply identity matrix to S. Basically, identity matrix is given. Now see here.
Okay. So in the previous class, we were discussing the approximation of derivative method to convert an analog filter into a digital filter. So we have seen one example. Based on that, another example is there. So we will see. Suppose this is the example. Here, an analog filter has the following system function: convert the filter into digital filter using backward for derivative. So here written is like you need to follow the method that is a backward difference for derivative. So it is talking about the approximation of derivative method. Okay, and that is obtained by using backward difference. So this backward difference, by using backward difference, we have derived like once we will be replacing s by 1 minus s by 1 minus z inverse divided by t. So your t will be your sampling time, okay, and 1 minus z inverse. So s will be replaced by this. Then uh, an analog transfer function can be converted to a digital one. Okay, so this is the transfer function given here. So what we need to do is, once the transfer function is given, we need to replace all the s values by this. So this h of s will be replaced having s is equals to 1 minus z inverse divided by t. And suppose in this case there is no value given for t. There is no sampling frequency or sampling time is given. Okay, so no sampling frequency is given. So what we can do is, we will assume this t value to be any value, or just what we can do is, just by putting the t value, we will be deriving all the concepts, and at the end we will be considering that t is equals to 1 second. Okay, so here if sampling frequency is not given, assume that t is equals to 1 second. Okay, that is sampling time, that is your ts or t value is your 1 second. So once by putting this, we can replace solve this value, that s plus 0.1, that is whole square. We need to expand it, and after expansion we will be putting t equals to 1, and finally we will get h of z, and that h of z will be in terms of z, power of z. Okay, so this will be our required transfer function. This is the transfer function of our digital filter. So it is simple to in the form of mathematics, it is very simple. Okay, so just we need to replace, and if the sampling frequency is not given, we can assume that sampling frequency, okay, would be 1 hertz, would be a 1 second time period, will be 1 second. Okay, is it okay? Okay, so we will next see the next method, that is impulse invariant method. Okay, so in that method we will be considering the uh, conversion of analog filters into digital filter by using impulse invariance method. Okay, so here this the method that we need to follow, the step-by-step method we call it. In the previous one, the similar method or similar steps we have converted. Transfer function will be given to us. This analog transfer function will be first converted to, this is in the form of Laplace transform. We will be taking inverse Laplace transform, and we will get HAT. This will be in time domain. So once it is time domain, it is continuous. Okay, it is continuous. So to have a digital system, digital system should have been in the discrete form or digital form. We will sample this to get HA. This T will be replaced by N into T. So N will be an integer and T will be the time. Sampled version. This sampled version will be like an impulse form. In the form of it could be any value that will be system. This system will be converted by using Z transform to get H of Z. This will be your transfer function of digital filter. Okay. So in this case, the impulse invariance method, here we would be having HAS. Okay, and here we are considering like HAS is having different pole. It is having different pole. Okay, so if any system is having different poles, then it will be represented like A1 S minus P1. Okay, it is one system, one pole. Another one can be A2 S minus P2. So there are like 1 to M. Any analog filter is there that is having, okay, so that's in the form of pole representation only. Okay, so this will be the analog generalized analog filter transfer function. So this transfer function, we need to convert time to inverse Laplace by doing inverse Laplace transform. We can get HAT. Okay, so any function is like A1 plus P Laplace transform. Its inverse Laplace transform is given by E1, whatever constant is there, S minus P1 will be written like e to the power. If it is minus, here it will be plus P1 into T. So this is like in frequency domain, and frequency domain is converted into time domain. Okay, so this is frequency domain, and this is time domain. So in time domain, it will be A1 into e to the power, whatever this value is there, P1 into T. We need to convert it by using inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so once we have converted this function, it will be summation, the same, it will be remaining A1 AI, that is constant, it will be multiplied by e to the power minus Pi into T into a ut, that is written to have only considering the positive values of uh, T, positive values on the right half of this plane. So only for positive T values, time values. So the T will always be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so T is, that's why ut is written. And after we have got the time domain function, we will convert it by sampling. We will be sampling it. So this T value will be replaced by, in sampling, what we will be doing, T value will be replaced by N, that will be an integer multiplied by a T, or we call it, and T will be your sampling time. Okay, so once we will be replacing, this will be the obtained equation. So once we have got the sampled version, by taking, we can get the HZ, the filter. So Z transform of any discrete signal, that is discrete sequence, that is Hn, will be given by summation n is equals to 0 to infinity Hn into Z to the power minus 1, minus n. So this is the formula for Z transform. Okay, so once we will be putting this h of n from the previous value that we have obtained, we will be getting h of z will be summation of n 0 to infinity. This hn will be replaced by its value, this one, and z to the power minus n will be outside. Okay, so once we have interchanged the summation, I to the power I to n m will be replaced, taken outside, and this will be calculated. So once we will be calculating this, it is like uh, we are going to add different values of e to the power pi and t. Okay, so once we will be replacing n is equals to 0 to infinity, so it will be like we are going to add ai, okay, plus ai into e to the power pi. Okay, so based on t, so based on the powers of t, okay, e to the power once it is pit, one will be 2 pit. Okay, similarly it will be keep on increasing. So it is like gp of infinite terms. Okay, so its value will be given by this ai will be a constant taken outside from all the values ai and pit into z to the power minus 1 will be considered. Okay, so this will be the uh, form 1 upon s minus pi will be replaced by 1 upon 1 minus e to the power pit into z inverse. Okay, so this is how we will be comparing it. So this is the form of your analog system. So this is the pole representation, or you can say pole equation transfer function in the analog form, and this will be converted to digital by replacing it by this term. So it will be representing a digital system. Okay, so from the above discussion, we can see like in the impulse invariance method, if we are going to replace 1 upon s minus pi by this term, that transfer function, that analog transfer function will be converted to a digital transfer function. Okay, so this is called mapping formula. So this is mapping formula for your impulse invariance method. Okay, so this is your mapping formula. So mapping formula you need to remember in all the methods, three methods. And also the above equation shows like from there poles. Suppose we are going to find out the poles, so we can get to find out the poles. The denominator we will be equating it equals to 0. So once we are going to equate it equals to 0, it will be s is equals to pi. Okay. Similarly, from this way, the location of poles, okay, will be given by equating this equals to 0. So once we will be equating this equals to 0, z will be equals to e to the power pi into t. Okay, so this s is equals to this one pi, and z equals to e to the power pi into t. So this pi value should be same in both the cases. So this pi here is also the same pi. Instead of this pi is replaced as. Okay, so and we already know like s is equals to sigma plus j omega. Okay, so this is like in s plane we represent sigma as an attenuation and j omega. This omega is your analog frequency, we call it. In the form of polar form, this z is given by r into e to the power j omega. Okay, so this omega here, r is given by the magnitude, which is equals to the radius of the circle, radius of circle in the z plane, and omega here, this omega is called digital frequency. Okay, so by putting s is equals to this value and z equals to this value in equation 4, we will be getting r into e to the power j omega is equals to e to the power sigma t into, so sigma plus j omega, we will be separating it out. It will be e to the power sigma t into e to the power j omega t. So from there, what we do is we will be separating the real and imaginary parts. Real and imaginary parts we will be taking out. So real part will be e to the power sigma t, that will be replaced by r. So r will be replaced, r will be equivalent to e to the power sigma t. And similarly, the omega, your digital frequency, so we are considering only the stable system. So a stable system will be, a stable filter will be those filters having their poles on the left half of the S plane. Okay, so this left half of the S plane should be a circle, and this unit circle. So this left half poles should be within the unit circle. So this can be considered like here sigma. If we are considering sigma is suppose less than 0, so here if sigma is less than 0, so what will be the value? This r value will be ranging from 1 to 0. It is r will be equals to e to the power, if sigma is negative, so sigma is equals to negative, some negative value there. So suppose we have converted it -1. So this e to the power -1 t will be equals to 1 by e to the power t. Okay, so this e to the power t will be some value that is higher than 1. So 1 upon t will be less than, okay, but it will be a positive value. So this r should be ranging from 0 to 1. That means if any s plane location is there that is having sigma is equals to less than 0, okay, this is 0. If it is less than 0 means on the line, the left half of the sigma is less than 0. At that time, the r value, that is radius value, will be either 0 or will be 1. So this is the radius 1. So all the left half plane values or poles will be directly being mapped on within the unit circle. Okay, so this will always be in within the unit circle. So this stable system, if this is a stable system, means it is having left half of the plane. Similarly, it will be having a stable system in the z plane also. Okay, so we can see like stable s plane system will be having a stable z plane system. So suppose if sigma is greater than 0, if sigma is greater than 0 means it is lying on the right half of the cycle, right half of the plane. So at that time, the r will be greater than 1 value. By putting in the previous formula, this r will be greater than 1 value. So this will be this area outside the unit circle will be representing unstable system. Okay, and if similarly if we put sigma equals to 0, we will be getting r is equals to 1. So that means this imaginary axis will be replaced by this unit circle, the boundary of unit circle. This imaginary axis will be replaced. So this is how the mapping S plane to Z plane is done in case of time invariance method. Similarly, we can consider the mapping of analog frequency in terms of digital frequency. So this is your here digital frequency, this is digital frequency, and this is your analog frequency. So analog frequency will be mapped in terms of digital frequency multiplied by t. So here we can consider like the frequency interval analog frequency is given between minus pi by t and pi by t, then it will be mapping corresponding to the values in terms of digital frequency, like it will be minus pi to pi. So the difference will always be in terms of this minus minus pi and pi, that will be up to pi. Difference between this one and this will also be similar. Suppose analog frequency is ranging from pi by t to 3 pi by t. In that case also, digital frequency will be ranging from minus pi to pi. And similarly, if we generalize it in general terms, we can call it, if analog frequency is ranging in any interval that is having a range of pi, having a 2 pi difference, 2 pi time period, we will be considering any range of the analog signal. It will always be mapped onto the pi to minus pi to pi range of the digital frequency. Okay, so from there we can conclude like the mapping from analog frequency to digital frequency is many to one mapping. That means different frequencies of analog frequencies will be mapped always between minus pi to pi of digital frequency. Okay, so this is called many to one mapping. So in analog, it will be many frequencies will be mapped to one frequency, one set of range of frequencies in the digital form. Okay, so it is called many to one mapping. And here the effect of this is an disadvantage, like disadvantage of your impulse invariance method. The effect of aliasing due to sampling of impulse responses because of overlapping aliasing effect. In the sampling of the impulse responses, we will be getting deviation, or we cannot have the exact value after sampling. So this would be affecting the performance. So now we will see one numerical problem, we are going to have this as the question, like we need to convert an analog filter that is given in the form of analog transfer function to a digital filter. Okay, so this is the system given 1 upon s plus 2. So we need to determine basically the h of z by using impulse invariant method, and here ts or the sampling time is given is 1 second. So actually there is some error, so it should be multiplied. So it's like 1 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2. Okay, so this is a multiplication sign, it is not plus sign. So here, like it is a system that is given 1 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2. So if this is the system, that is transfer function given uh, for analog digital analog filter. So what we do is, if we need to convert it into a digital filter, and that we need to use is impulse invariant method we need to use. So in impulse invariant method, to convert an analog filter, we should be representing that analog filter transfer function in the form of this. So it will be having 1 upon s minus pi, that is 1 upon s minus pi, and then if any filter response is written in the form of this, then this could be converted into a digital form by replacing it by this term. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to first of all we need to convert the analog filter response, that is analog filter transfer function, into this form. So what we need to do is we will convert it by using the partial fraction method. Okay, so we will be using partial fraction method to convert this to this one. So you already know the partial fraction method. So s plus 1, s plus 2, and then we will be finding out the value of a1 and a2. So by putting all this, we will be getting like the value of a1 and a2. So once we have got the value of a1 and a2, okay, then finally we will be getting h of s will be given by 1 upon s plus 1 minus 1 upon s plus 2. Okay, so after getting the values a1 and a2, we will be getting this as the function. So now we know like 1 upon s plus 1 is there, so it is similar to 1 upon s minus, then we will into 1 upon 1 minus e to the power pi t into z inverse. So from there we will take the first term. Okay, so we will take the first term. So once we have got it, so it will be 1 upon s minus 1, you can write it, and it will be replaced by 1 upon, in terms of digital, it will be replaced by 1 upon 1 minus e to the power pi. So this pi is minus 1, so it will be represented minus 1. Okay, and this t is already given 1 second is given, so it will be e to the power minus z to the power minus 1. So this will be the first term. So first term will be replaced by this one. Similarly, the second term, it will be written like 1 upon s minus 2. Okay, so we will be replacing it by 1 upon 1 minus e to the power. So where pi is written, okay, whenever pi is written, this pi is equals to minus 2, it will be minus 2, and t is given 1. Okay, and then z to the power minus 1. So this is how these two terms will be replaced. So after replacing, we will be getting this. So t value is not written 1, so we will be replacing it by 1. So after writing this, we will find out, after multiplication, we will find out finally hz will be given by this term. So this will be our final transfer function of digital filter. Okay, is it okay? किसी को कोई डाउट है इसमें? Yes. कोई डाउट है? Okay. Yes. किसी को कुछ डाउट है? So based on that, we will be taking some examples. Okay. And we'll try to solve it. Okay. So suppose we are taking some examples, and you need to solve it by using that impulse invariance method. Okay. So the first method we have seen. The another method we will be seeing is, suppose the first example is okay. So we will be taking an example like AS is given by 2 divided by 2 divided by s plus 1 and s plus 2. Suppose this is the question. What we will do for the first of all, what we need to do is we need to convert this in terms of their partial fraction. So s plus 1 term and then another s plus 2 term will be taken outside, and here a1, a constant, will be taken plus the a and b values. So for that, what we need to do is, yes, anyone? So suppose if we need to find out the value of a, so what we will do is we will multiply this s plus 1 term into this complete one, will be multiplied by the s plus 1 term, and whatever so this will be and we will be putting s is equals to minus 1. So once we will be putting s plus 1 equals to 0, we will be putting s is equals to minus 1 in this term, whatever it will be obtained. Okay, so this will be the HAS, and that we will be multiplying s plus 1. So the remaining term will be 2 divided by s plus 2, and here s will be replaced by minus 1. So we will replace it like 2 divided by s will be replaced by minus 1. So minus 1 plus 2. So it will be minus, sorry, it will be plus 2. So this a value will be your plus 2. Okay. Similarly, if we need to find out the value of b, what we will do is we will be multiplying HES with the denominator of b value. So this is numerator, this is denominator of b value is s plus 2. We will multiply s2 plus 2 and is equals to minus 2. So from there, the obtained value will be 2 divided by s, and here s will be replaced by minus 2. So it will be plus 2 divided by minus 2 plus 1. So it will be minus 2. Okay. So is it clear to everyone? So from there, we can directly get the value of s, sorry, a. So a was 2. So it will be 2 divided by s plus 1 plus the next value is minus 2 divided by s plus 2. Okay. So once we have got this value, we will be converting it like 2s plus 1 will be replaced by the 2 will be remaining the same. So this 2 will be remaining the same. What we will be converting it, another value will be 1 minus e to the power. So this is s plus 1. Okay, so plus 1 is there. So in terms of minus, we will be converting, it will be minus 1. So whatever t value is there, okay, with respect to z power minus 1. Similarly, it is 2, it is minus 2, so minus 2 divided by s plus 2. Then it will be converted to minus 2 divided by 1 minus e to the power, it will be minus 2 into t e to the power minus 1. Okay. So by using the mapping formula for impulse invariance method, we will be converting these two terms with their respective jet transform representation. So once we have converted it, and this will be converted to h of z, and the first term will be replaced by 2 by 1 minus e to the power minus t z inverse plus minus 2 divided by 1 minus e to the power minus 2t getting. So this t value is given. So suppose in that uh, question, the sampling frequency t is given, like t is given, or in terms of frequency, it is written like 5 hertz. 5 hertz is 0.2 second. So we will be replacing with 0.2 seconds. So this h of z will be given like 2 divided by 1 minus e to the power minus t will be minus 0.2 e to the power minus minus 2 will be multiplied by 0.2, that will be equals to minus 0.4 inverse. Okay, so this will be the representation. We will be after multiplying and completely written in terms of z value, z inverse value. This h of z will be obtained is after doing all the calculations. You can get like 0.29 z inverse divided by, so it is 1 minus 1.488. 1.4 z inverse plus 0.54 z to the power minus 2. So this will be our required digital filter transfer function. Okay, so this will be our required digital transfer function. Suppose the next example is like we have another analog transfer function given in terms of s, like 1 upon, so it is 1 upon s plus 0.5 divided by s square plus 0.5 s plus 2 is given. So suppose this is the transfer function, and sampling frequency is not given. Okay, so if sampling frequency is not given, we will be replacing t by 1 second. Okay, if f is not given, okay, so we'll be replacing it by 1 second once we will be converting the complete system into the respective jet transform values. So the first method will be we will be converting it to the partial fraction. So to convert it, okay, so what we can do is we need to have the partial fraction. So we will be like writing a upon s plus 0.5 plus, so it is having the s square plus this term. Okay, so it will be of the form like bs plus c form. It will be of bs plus c form and s square plus 0.5 s plus 2. Okay, so this will be the form. So here we need to find out the a, b, and c values. So if a term, so to find the value of, so okay, so to find out the value of a, b, and c, the similar method we will be following. But before that, what we can make it like, we can have uh, some other methods you can follow. So whatever other methods you will be following. Okay, so after multiplying their terms, we will be like the longest method you can say. So whatever denominator terms is there, the complete denominator terms will be there. That will be replaced by a, and then we will be multiplying it by a square plus 0.5, the basic. So whatever may you know you are comfortable with. Okay, so this will be having s plus 0.2 divided by the multiplication of these two terms, s plus 0.5 and s square plus 0.5. These two terms will be there. So these two terms will be equal, and you can neglect it. So this multiplication will be replaced by one value. So after comparing the s to the power 2, s to the power 1, and s to the power 0 from left hand side and right hand side, just we can get the expression in terms of a and b only. So it will be a plus b is equals to 0. After just I'm writing it out. So a plus b is equals to a this term, and similarly this is for s square terms. So once s square terms is 0 here, so a plus b will be 0. So s terms will be like 0.5 a plus 0.5 b plus c will be equals to 0, and s is equals to 0 terms will be giving out to 2a plus 0.5 c is equals to 1. Okay, so from these these three equations, we can solve it and get the value of a as 0.5, b will be equals to minus will be equals to minus 0.5, and similarly c value will be equals to 0. So by putting these three values into this term, we can get the HAS is equals to 0.5 divided by s plus 0.5 plus uh, will be s plus 0.25 to the power whole square, that plus 1.39. There is some issue with the pen. Okay, so this will be represented this, so this could be converted into this. Okay, so once we have written this, we will be separating it out. Okay, so what we can do is we can write it. Suppose we have taken minus 0.5. Okay, so we can make another arrangements like it will be s plus 0.25 divided by s plus 0.25 plus 1.39 whole square, a separate term. Then again it could be 0.5 minus 0.25, and we can write s plus 0.25 for whole square plus 1.39 whole square. Okay, so we have just written it for more simplified version. Okay, so this 0.5 is taken outside, so s plus 0.25 minus 0.25 has been done, and it has been separated. Okay, so once we have written that, we will be getting HAS, and finally it will be given by this 0.5 divided by s plus 0.5 minus 0.5 s plus 0.25 divided by s plus 0.25 to the power 2 plus 1.39 whole square plus 0. Writing here 0.89, 0.089, it will be 1.39 divided by s plus 0.25 to the power 2 plus 1. So it will be plus 1.39 whole square. Okay. So this will be the final representation. So from there we can have, like, the first formula was for bilinear transformation is 1 upon s minus pk. It is being replaced, or pi pk, or it was pi being replaced by 1 minus e to the power pi e to the power minus p I TS Z inverse. So okay, it was replaced by this. Similarly, there are other formulas to replace. Suppose if it is of the form S plus A, so this is S plus A divided by S plus A to the power 2 plus B square. If this is the way of representation after partial fraction, we will be converting it in terms of Z transform like 1 minus a to the power minus A TS into it will be cos BTS into Z to the power minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2 a to the power minus A TS into cos BTS Z inverse plus e to the power minus 2 ATS Z to the power minus 2. Okay, so this is the second formula. Similarly, a third formula is there, like if it is of the form B divided by S plus A to the whole square plus B square. If this is to be replaced in Z transform, it will be like e to the power minus ATS into sine BTS Z inverse. Divided by it is similar to the above one, but only in opposite with sine and cos. So to the power minus this ATS. This is cos BTS Z plus e to the power minus 2 ATS Z to the power minus 2. Okay, so from there, just by using these two formulas, we can replace their values and get the exact representation in the form of digital form. Okay, so this could be 2AS into Z to the power minus 2. Okay, so this is the two different formulas. If this representation of analog filter transfer function is of the complex powers having two or more powers, so we can replace it by these terms. Okay, so this is you need to just remember the formula and you need to replace it. So these two terms, the remaining two terms of this one and this term, these two terms will be replaced with respect to this formula and this formula. Okay. So after replacing these values, we can get the Z transform formula, and after simplification, we can get H of Z. So finally, after putting this, we can finally get the H of Z. So this will be your transfer function of digital filter. Okay. ठीक है, और किसी को कोई डाउट है?
यस सर।
हाँ बोलो
सर ये अटेंडेंस